Hello guys, welcome on this new Coach Dev Academy Live Guide. I'm Corentin Guinez, and today we are with the AMG GT4 and the Nurburgring for week 6 of the Falcon Sports Car Series. So as usual, first I'm gonna go with the hot lap, and then I'm gonna go into more details about the car and the track. So yep, let's get started. Okay guys, here we are with the AMG GT4 around the Nurburgring with the first chicane at the end. Here comes T1. So basically for this first corner, I'm just gonna use the 100-meter board on the left side, and I think I'm braking like maybe 1 or 2 meters before, maybe a bit more, but yeah, it's a matter of like maybe 2 or 3 meters, not that much. And I will just stay on the left for a bit of time, and then as soon as I'm having slowed down the car enough, I will just release the brakes, just turn in using uh, a lot of the track on the inside, just kissing almost the bollard on the inside. Do not go through the bollard because then it's a slowdown or enough track. I don't remember actually, but I think it's a slowdown. So then, as you can see, using a lot of curbing and track on the inside, and also because it helps you actually to find the rotation. I always find out as well with pretty much every cars actually. So yeah, just using a lot of inside curb. As you can see, it puts the car a bit to the right, and then the main thing is to like make sure you have the wheel as straight as possible, as you can see, and then you can go full power. So then for the next left hand, I'm gonna go almost in the middle of the track, and then I'm gonna brake kinda late, like almost when the car is like almost when the edge of the curb is on the edge of the bottom left side of the windshield, almost I would say. And then I just need to go on the brakes, but really slightly because, as you can see, like it goes a bit uphill, I would say. So the main target is to be able to carry a lot of momentum through this one. That's why I'm going really low on the brakes, just trying to find a bit of rotation. And then, as you can see, because I don't want to be too low on the speed and also on the revs, I'm just gonna go on on the power. But this time I will also try to find the rotation. Just need to be patient out of this one because I think it's a tiny bit of camber, so it's really easy to unsettle the rear with too much power. So I'm just trying to manage the power and also the steering wheel. So I'm just trying to put them on the same page with the steering and the power. And then I'm just gonna go a bit on the curbing on the exit, but not too much. Like if you go with the 4 wheels on the curbing, it should be close to enough track. Then I don't really know what's the exact limit, but I think 4 wheels of the white line is enough track. So then we will approach the really tight corner, which is basically, I think you're entering the AMG arena now. So as you can see on the entry, I'm going really heavy on the brakes. Well, not too heavy because obviously, as usual, we want to avoid the ABS with the car as much as we can. So basically, I'm just gonna try to brake when it gets a bit darker on the tire marks, like when it's really, you can really see them, like at that point, I would say. Then I'm gonna dive on the for the inside, then just going on the brakes, just trying to not brake too late as well, because if you just brake too late, you will miss the apex. And also on this corner, you can really use a lot on the inside as well, because then you need to prepare for the next right one. So the idea there is really to use as much as you can on the inside. So then you can have a kind of really tight exit, and then it really helps you for the first for the entry of the next one, because then you have to put like one bit of steering angle really aggressively, but then you can almost take everything with the wheel not straight, but like almost straight, and then it means you can go really aggressively on power. But then first one we will see this one. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of the inside, actually just a bit on the brakes on the entry to find the rotation. But then when I'm having the right speed, I'm just trying to find the rotation with the power. As you can see, just using a lot of curbing. I think as soon as you don't put the right wheels on the white line or on the left, but I think if you put the right wheels on the white line, it should be or could be enough track, I would say. But just to make sure to keep a bit of a margin, like it's not gonna help that much, or you won't gain a lot of time if you put all the wheels on the left of the white line. And then as you can see, I'm just trying to be tight, so I'm still steering to the left. And then at that point, as you can see, I have a very nice line because I'm not too wide on the exit actually. So it's not like if I was just right there, for example, which means I would have to put much more steering angle, for example, for the entry. Just there with that line, I can put like like slightly less amount of steering angle, which is really good for me because I will be able to carry more speed, and also because I'm gonna have a much more stable car all the way through this corner. So as you can see, just putting a bit of angle, obviously, because I'm reaching the apex, but it's not that much on the entry. Just putting more, just a bit more on the apex, and then as you can see, I'm just trying to straighten the wheel. Also, you don't need to brake through this part, so it's just about managing the power pretty much. So as you can see, just going a bit of power just at that point, just before reaching the apex. And then when I'm off the curbing, because if you put the power on the curbing, then you're gonna lose a bit the rear, or at least losing traction and maybe going sideways. But like if you just wait a bit, like at that time when you land from the on the track from the curb, then at that point you can go on the power fully. So yeah, just be patient a bit on this one, and then you're gonna have a good exit. And then for the exit of this one, just don't go too wide, I would say. Try to stay as close as you can from this white line, just right there. But as you can see, yeah, you can go pretty much very wide on this one. I don't really know what's the exact limit of this one. I don't know. I think there is a track limit just around this part, and also you have a track limit just on that one as well. But I mean, it's not really necessary anyway to use that much, especially this one. Maybe this one, if you're a bit wide, you can maybe use it a bit more. But for the second one, you should not get it at all. So yeah, just be careful on the exit and do not be too greedy as usual. Then I'm moving to the right side of the track, so I'm preparing the next left-hander. Then I'm just gonna look at the like you have the sprint layout on the right side, and you have that white line which defines the track limit of the sprint layout. So basically, when I'm going past through this white line, I'm just gonna go on the brakes, as you can see when it disappears. Just on the brakes, not too heavy on the brakes because I just need to carry the momentum and also just need to find the rotation. So it's just about slowing down a bit the car, but I mean it's a very fast corner actually, and yeah, you have to carry the speed also for the next one. So yeah, just going a bit on the brakes to find the rotation, but then you don't have to put like a massive amount of brakes. Then as you can see, just trying to lick the curb on the left side, just not trying to really go on it. It's not really necessary. Like I'm just trying to go on the edge of the curbing. And then out of this one, I'm just trying to not go too wide because then I have to think about the next right-hander. And basically, I'm just trying to. I think I'm just going almost middle of the track or like on the edge of the first half of the track. So if like I draw a line in the middle, I would probably be just around there. So as you can see, just not going too wide. Actually, I'm going in the middle of the track. Then on the brakes, not too much brakes. Again, just trying to avoid ABS, and then it goes downhill. So you don't really need that much brakes, I would say, because then it gets pretty wide on the exit. So the main target to this part is to carry as much speed as you can. So then it's the same, just using a bit of curbing on the inside actually, and then just trying to play a bit with the wheel and also the power to find the right traction. But yeah, just main target is to put the rail straight as you can for the power as usual. And then we go downhill for the, I think it's the Goodyear hairpin or something now it's called. And for the entry of this one, I'm just gonna use the bricks. I don't know if it's bricks, but it looks like it at least. So I'm just gonna go on the with the car on these bricks. And then I think like I'm just using like the beginning of this. So basically when I'm like maybe 3 meters or 4 meters past this edge between the grass and the bricks, I'm just gonna go on the brakes. So as you can see on the brakes. And then I'm not gonna try to go for the apex first. I'm just gonna try to aim a bit more for the middle of the corner and the middle of the track because I'm just gonna work on my exit for this one. Obviously, you don't need like the main target is not to not be like 5 meters away from the first apex because like then it's you're completely off the line. But as you can see, like I'm maybe like 50, 60 centimeters away from the curbing, but I'm not completely on it. So I always prefer to keep a bit of a margin for this one because then I want to prepare my exit. So I'm just gonna be a bit wider for this one. But then it's pretty much as usual, just putting a bit more steering in the middle. So then I can straighten the wheel a bit earlier for the exit and then having the best traction. And as you can see, I'm like all the way, almost all the way. Like from that point, I'm all the way on power. So I have a stable car, and the fact that I prepared like all the corner, like the exit of the corner on the entry on the mid corner helps me to have a very good traction and gain some time. Then we have the Schumacher S's, so basically just using the curbing on the entry, and then just throwing the car to the to the apex. So basically, just do not turn too late because then you're gonna have a lot of understeer with the front engine. So yeah, I don't really have any reference for this one. Maybe like as soon as I'm going on the curbing, as you can see, curbing and then just steering to the left. So it seems like as soon as I'm hitting the curbing on the outside, I'm just steering to the inside. So then reaching the first apex, and then just avoid the gravel because it's a slowdown if you're too wide, I would say, on the exit of this first apex. So just try to stay away from the gravel, but you should be fine. I mean, yeah, you really have to really mess the entry and stuff to really go wide out of this one. So then we have this nice section as well, left and right. So basically for this one, just using the 100-meter boards. I think I'm just braking a bit earlier than that. So yeah, I think I'm braking maybe 5 meters before that. And also I'm just braking maybe like when it's getting really close of the bonnet, I'm actually going on the brakes. But yeah, I prefer to brake a bit early for this one because the fact is that it's really close, like between the first left-hander and the second right-hander, and you really have to go quickly to the left side on the exit of this one. So if you carry too much speed through this one, then you're gonna go really wide, and it's gonna be tricky for the right-hander. And also because then you have a nice straight, so you have to not compromise the second one by being kind on the first one. Actually, it's pretty much the way I'm thinking about these two corners. But yeah, as you can see, just going on the brakes, not too much because I need to find the rotation. Then I'm gonna use all of the track on the inside, so also the green or blue painted on the inside. And then I'm gonna go slightly on the curbing, but I won't stay that much on it because I really need to make the transition onto the left side. And then as you can see, I'm not really looking for the white line or anything. Like as soon as I'm on the left side, just steering all the way to the right. And then for the braking for this one, like it's not a big braking, it's just about putting the car on the line and just finding the final rotation. I'm just gonna use the curbing just right there. So as soon as it's on my, well, for me it's on the edge of my screen, but it's almost like on the front right corner of the car. So basically, I'm gonna start to brake just slightly to find the rotation, and then I'm just gonna go early on power to find the rotation, and also because the fact that it's a bit on camber helps me to take this corner a bit more easy, I would say. And then for the exit, just use a lot of curbing as well. Not enough track or anything, so it's really safe. And then we have that kink. It's completely flat out. Just make sure to use like as much as you can of the track on the inside to just shorten the distance. And then for this one, I'm just gonna use the 50 board on the right side. So basically, when I'm just like on the like close to this board, which I think is flying actually in the air, but anyway. So I'm just gonna brake like actually it seems to be a bit earlier, but for me like it's almost when the bonnet is really close of it. So yeah, when I see that I'm braking like like just on the side of the board, it's pretty much because I'm braking just actually when the bonnet is really close. But yeah, it seems like I'm just braking maybe 2 or 3 meters before the this board, and also because I think I'm staying. It's not. I think I'm staying with fourth gear because I think it's better for the exit. I think you can use third gear, but at the end on the exit you will lose time. So I think it's a bit smoother to go with fourth gear. But the main difficulty with going with fourth gear is that you can carry quite some understeer on the entry. So the thing is that I think you will brake a bit later if you drop to third gear, because with the engine brake with the third gear you should be able to like really match the same racing line. But then if you use fourth gear, I think it's you have to brake a bit earlier, but then at the end you have a better exit. So I don't know what's best really. I think in the past I was used to just use the third gear, but now I think I like a bit more using fourth gear because it gives you more momentum on the exit. So I guess it's a bit more about driving style. If you're third gear user, I think you can, like I said, you can brake around the 50-meter board because with the engine brake it's fine. But if you stick with fourth gear, I think you don't have that engine brake. At least not like with the third gear. So the thing is that you have to brake maybe a bit earlier. That's why I thought I was braking at the 50-meter board actually. And then just braking a bit earlier, just not trying to brake too much as well because I don't want to hit ABS. Even if I need to brake actually quite a bit more, I would say, because yeah, I don't have the engine brake, so I have to adapt a bit to it. Then just trying to use like the curbing on the inside, but not too much because it's easy to pick up enough track on this part of the track. And then as you can see, just trying to slow down the car enough for the first one, but then I'm just trying to make sure that I can almost go flat out for the exit of this one. And as you can see, it's really flat actually. And then you have to use the curbing on the exit of the chicane. So then basically we are on the outside preparing for the next corner, and I'm just gonna start to brake actually on the curbing. Like I'm just not gonna leave the curbing and then brake. I will go on the curbing, brake, and then I'm just gonna start to release the brakes like when I'm basically going for the apex. So I don't really know what kind of limit I'm using, but it seems like you can see something just right there. Just I don't know if it's because of the texture of the track or something, but I think it's pretty much what I'm using. I'm not sure I'm doing it by thinking really about this, but I think in my mind I'm just kind of using this. As you can see, it matches with my brakes. So as you can see, just using this sort of line or texture or something. Then on the brakes, just going on the brakes like maybe 50 or 60%, just going for the apex now. And then I'm just gonna go just before the beginning of the tire wall, which is the pit entry. I'm just gonna go on power trying to find the rotation because I did slow down enough the car on the entry. So then I just need to go on power trying to find the rotation. And also, as you can see, it's a bit bouncy. Like it's tough to see like this. Maybe it's a bit better to see with the outside of the car. It's a bit bouncy, so you really have to be careful on the apex. Maybe on the exit is a bit better because the wheel is a bit more straight. But as you can see, like on the apex, you still have to put a decent amount of angle. So then, as you can see, just straight on the wheel, I went full on power, and then I'm using all of the curbing and also the I don't know if it's AstroTurf or something. I guess it's a sort of thing like that. I'm not sure if it's painted, but anyway, just using everything, and then it's the end of the lap around the Nurburgring with the AMG GT4. Okay, that's it for today, guys, with the AMG GT4 around the Nurburgring for the week 6 of the Falcon Sports Car Series. Hope you enjoyed the video and you learned a bit from it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and as well join the Discord server if you have any questions about the work we are doing. And yeah, see you next time for week 7. Bye bye.